Hello, Soul Adventurers! Welcome to your December 2025 Soul Adventure forecast with me, Collie Rose, your warrior mermaid astrologer. Today we are diving into the energies of December 2025. This month is the spiritual threshold between who you've been and who you are now becoming. This month is bringing with it the power to dissolve, to reveal, and to redirect you. And the astrology is some of the most potent we've seen all year. Let's get into the magic of December together. December is dominated by two big forces, Neptune and Saturn. They're sitting at the final degrees of Pisces this month, the very end of the zodiac, and all the inner planets, Sun, Moon, Mercury, Venus, and Mars, will be taking turns squaring these two big guys, Neptune and Saturn, throughout the month of December as the inner planets cross the line between Sagittarius and Capricorn. What they're actually doing is foreshadowing Neptune and Saturn both making their final transition into Aries this January and February of 2026. So in December, what we're feeling is a collective experience of fog lifting, illusions dissolving, truth rising, karmic closures, and spiritual realignment. And all of this culminates at the solstice when the sun crosses into Capricorn. It's going to be within minutes of an exact square to Neptune. Neptune's going to be at 29 degrees, 24 minutes of Pisces. So that's a super, super tight square. And this is the December threshold, a moment of powerful initiation for all of us. So let's walk through this month week by week. We're going to start with December 1st through the 7th. That's this week. And this is the week the unraveling begins. We start the month with Venus sextile to Pluto on December 2nd, opening the door to deeper honesty around relationships, finances, and self-worth. And then we hit the full moon in Gemini later this week on December 4th. This is going to expose mental clutter and the old stories that you've been telling yourself and that have been clouding your clarity. From December 5th to the 8th, the Sun and Venus both square the nodes, signaling a big shift in our priorities. At the same time, Mercury, it's now direct. We've been in retrograde for the last 3 weeks of November, but as of November 29th, back in forward motion, and Mercury is going to be syncing with Jupiter, Saturn, and Mars to help you get clear, organized, and aligned in your thinking again. Perfect, perfect, perfect to set you up for 2026. We also have a grand water trine with Jupiter, Lilith, Saturn, and Neptune that has been in operation throughout late November, and it's continuing to be active all the way through December 11th. It makes this first week of the month feel emotional, intuitive, psychic, and cleansing. This week is an unraveling phase. So breathe. Let the old narratives fall apart. Let them fall away. They are preparing you for what's next to come. So that's week 1. Week 2, December 8th through the 14th, we're stepping into a week that's all about the veil thinning. This is going to be the most mystical week of the month. On December 9th, Uranus is going to be in opposition to Lilith, and that's about breaking old chains around your voice, your power, and your truth. And then on December 10th, we have this very busy day of transits. Mercury will be activating Uranus, Lilith, and Neptune, and it's revealing what has been hidden and helping you see beyond the surface of things. Plus, there's one more, and it's the really big transit of December 10th. After months in retrograde, Neptune is finally stationing direct again at 29 degrees Pisces. It's the very last degree of the zodiac. Cannot overstate how big this is because we're not just changing signs, we're changing a whole cycle, 12 signs. So this shift represents a massive spiritual release. It's a dissolving of illusions. It's a final wash of the Piscean truth as Neptune now begins tracing back through its retrograde shadow to land fully, finally, and completely in Aries on January 26th. Now, Neptune is a slow-moving planet. It's out there in the far end of the solar system, so it moves slowly. It's gonna be in the sign of Aries for the next 12 years. That is until 2038. Strap your head around that for a moment. All the way from 2026 to 2038, Neptune is going to be leading us all to become more visionary, more instinct driven, and willing to lead from intuition instead of fear. It marks a new cycle of innovation and purpose centered action. On December 11th, Mercury is entering the sign of Sagittarius, and this is going to allow your mind to begin to see the bigger picture again. December 13th to the 14th brings us into a real firestorm with Mercury sextile Pluto, Sun trine Chiron, Neptune trine Lilith, and to top it all, Mars will square Neptune as it makes its way into the sign of Capricorn. This is a deep alchemical blending of fire, water, and earth, three elements coming together. Guess what that means? You may feel confused. That's a lot of competing energies that don't necessarily blend together super well. So yes, you might feel confused. That may peak out, but at the same time, know that healing is taking place. And by the 14th, when Mars enters Capricorn, your feet start to touch the ground again. You feel that stability returning. That's going to bring us into week number 3, December 15th to the 21st. This is going to be a crossroads. This is the solstice threshold. This is the center event of the month, and it's going to be big. This is a week that is karmic and intense. It starts out on December 16th as the sun is going to make a square with Saturn. This is bringing in a reality check or a moment of necessary responsibility. Perhaps you're being called up to take care of something. On December 18th, Venus is going to form a trine with Chiron. And this is all about softening the heart and reminding you of your resilience. Then we come to the new moon. It's going to be at 28 degrees Sagittarius on December 19th. Guess what? It's going to square our old friends Saturn and Neptune again at 29 degrees Pisces. So this is really interesting because new moons are usually about beginnings. But this particular new moon is a karmic ending, and it's just disguising itself as a beginning. So it's bringing closure to a belief cycle, a vision, or a storyline that you've had over the past decade. So I think this is a really good moment to journal, thinking back, looking back over the last 10 years, all the way back to 2015, of progress in your life, of what's happened in this past decade, and really seeing what's coming to close here. And on December 20th, more purifying fire coming at us, Lilith moving into Sagittarius, the sun is going to square Neptune, Venus is going to square Saturn, Mercury squares the nodes. It's just a big square party. This is the final cleansing before the solstice. And that brings us to the main event, December 21st. The solstice sun moves its way into Capricorn. And this is the key. This is what makes this particular solstice so powerful. The sun is crossing into Capricorn within minutes of that exact square again to Neptune. So this right here is the December threshold key moment. Suddenly the fog breaks and we've reached this soul alignment reset. So this year, the solstice is not just a seasonal turning, it's a spiritual pivot point. Something internal is shifting in us in a big way. Now, you may not feel that all at once. You can expect this transformation and this up-leveling that's going on to gradually unfold for you in the coming days and weeks and months. It's going to be revealing itself more and more into crystal clear sharpness as we step into the energy of 2026. So that brings us to the final week of December 22nd to the 31st, week 4. Okay, it's kind of a week 4 plus. So December 22nd through the 31st, this is where emergence and the first signs of clarity begin to come through. This last stretch of December is about some needed stabilization. Thank goodness, because we have been on a roller coaster with all the squaring. One more though, gotta give you one more square. On December 23rd, Venus is gonna square Neptune. Think of it as like a final wave of emotional fog that's just drifting through, but guess what? It passes quickly. Yay for that, right? And on December 24th, Venus enters into Capricorn right behind the sun, bringing grounded, practical, embodied clarity to love, to money, and to values. On December 27th, Mercury will make a trine to Chiron, and insight is flowing freely with this energy. Understanding is being integrated. On December 29th, Mercury will square Saturn, and this is going to help you anchor in decisions and formulate a plan. Kind of perfect as we're moving quickly now towards the new year. So we're going to close the year out on a powerful note with Mars sextile the nodes on December 31st, and that's going to act as an aligner, aligning us with our destiny. So momentum returns and direction becomes clear, and we're entering 2026 on new ground. Wow. Wow, wow. I know we have covered a lot here. Don't worry, I will be breaking down the astrology for you and how you can align your life and your business with it week by week. I do that in my Soul Adventure Astrology group. It is a group just for heart-centered entrepreneurs and spiritual seekers. If you're not a member yet, you are welcome. So check the comments below for a link. And out of all that we've covered in this video, here's what I want to distill it down to. Here's what I want you to take away. December is a month of release, of revelation, and of rebirth. It's not about forcing clarity. It's about trusting what is dissolving, trusting what is being revealed, and trusting the direction that is emerging for you on the other side. And now, if you would like to know more about what lies ahead in terms of the energy of 2026, I want you to mark your calendars for December 27th at noon. That's going to be my big 2026 Warrior Mermaid forecast event. It's called Rise of the Phoenix Dawn. That is the incredibly radiant energy that we are stepping into in the next year. So in this forecast event, I am going to decode for you the year's cosmic story, what your role is in it, and there's some bonuses. I'm going to be giving away a few, just a few, free 2026 Phoenix Dawn personal astrology sessions, just for those folks who show up and attend my event. So if that sounds amazing to you, you can sign up and receive updates for this event by visiting the event page here on Facebook. I'll drop the link in the comments, and I'd love to see you there. Love, love, love to see you there. I'm sending you love and clarity and courage as you begin crossing this December threshold. Soul adventurers, rise radiant, rise fearless, rise reborn.